Are you finding it hard to trust again after walking away from all the people in your old reality? Do you find it hard to let people in because you've lost so much? We often go into isolation after we've took the steps, made those hard decisions to walk away from what no longer serves us. This can make us lonely, but it can also make us distrust everything around us. And in turn, we find it very difficult to let more people in again. But this isolation period was to make you stronger. It was to help you grow into your best self. And now is the time to call in your soul tribe. My name is Angela Cleary. I'm a feminine empowerment coach. I specialise in healing after narcissistic abuse, and I also offer twin flame and spiritual guidance. This is the thing, we go into hermit mode after we've made these hard decisions. This is to build our strength, to become who we truly are. And that's the reason we've had to walk away from so many people. We've had to walk away from them because they were only holding us back. These people weren't on the same vibration as us anymore. And if we'd continued in that community, we would have stayed there. We wouldn't have evolved. This isolation period was to help us evolve, help us grow. We can lose motivation in this period as well. We can lose our sense of self because we're going through an awakening period. We're questioning everything. We're questioning our new reality. But we also go into this kind of self-punishment mentality, or even anger towards the universe. You know, our abandonment wound is triggered. Our rejection wound is triggered. Even though we chose to walk away from these people, our inner child is still going, why does everyone leave? Why is the universe punishing me? Why am I on my own? And this is something I've gone through, you know, over the last couple of years, like when I completely walked away from everyone in my physical reality. Yes, I still have a couple of friends that I trust, that I communicate with. But in my physical reality, I stopped letting people in. And this was for my growth. This was so that I could listen and believe my own intuition, listen to the truth, the guidance from my angels. And that's the thing. We're never truly alone because we have our spirit team, we have the universe, we have our angels, all there to help guide us along. But we can go through this period of pain, loneliness, unworthiness, believing that there's something wrong with us. Why were we the ones shunned? Why were we the ones shamed? And this is the thing with the persecution wound and the witch wound that I spoke about. I've done a video on that. All of this is triggered. Our past life trauma is triggered. Our childhood trauma is triggered. Our past toxic relationship trauma is triggered. Everything is triggered and comes to the surface. And all we can think of is, why me? Why am I being punished? Why am I all alone? And this is what we need to work on. But with this as well, we kind of tend not to want to let anyone else in again. We're like, if I don't let people into my life, I can't get hurt. You know, no one can hurt me again. No one can walk away from me again. Or, you know, I know we walked away from those people, but effectively that's how our inner child is feeling. No one can leave me if I don't let anyone else in again. And this is detrimental. We go through this period on our isolation journey, on our hermit mode journey, cocoon phase. And this was really, really hard for me to go through. Like, I went through massive heart awakenings over the last 9 months, and this was just before Christmas, and I went through a massive heart block. Well, my heart was my biggest block anyway. But I spoke about this before. I had a one-way system. I gave love, but I wasn't able to receive it. But it got to the stage where I became so isolated that I likened it to turning to stone. You know, it was like, you know, the way you gradually turn to stone if Medusa looks at you. You know, that's how my heart was going. It was like the closed part that wasn't letting love in was seeping over into the open part, which was letting love out. And that was detrimental. I was like, what happens if my heart completely turns to stone? What happens if I don't let anyone else in again? It scared me. It frightened the fucking shit out of me, because I was like, you know, I love people. I love being around my friends. I love community. But because of everything that happened, because of having to walk away from everyone that I once trusted, I was afraid to let anyone else in again. I really, really was. And, you know, I had friends, you know, that I spoke to, but I used to help them a lot. So if they asked me how I was, I'd be like, I'm fine. because I was in denial, not because and oftentimes I was afraid to burden anyone. You know what I mean? I know you're not a burden. People want to help. Somebody said that to me last year. I was like, people want to help you. And I'm like, do they? You know what I mean? I know I'm a helper, but because I was always a helper, I find it very difficult to be the helpee. You know, I find it very difficult to ask for help. And, you know, I became friends with a girl I was coaching, and like, you know, she asked me a couple of questions one day, you know, and she was always asking me, was I okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. And, you know, I opened up to her one day, and, you know, I even cried, I think. And you know, she was like, you know, I can't remember what she said exactly, but like, she was like, that must have been tough. And I was like, no, that's a part of the journey. You know, I was like, hold on now. It was tough. And that's the thing. I kept kind of avoiding how much I was going through. And I kept never looking within. And I was never really being compassionate towards myself, because I was just like, this is part of the journey. This is learning, growing. This I'm fine. And, you know, she asked me to have a coach. And I was like, I thought about it afterwards. Do I need a coach? Like, and I was like, I don't actually need a coach. And I sat there thinking about it. I was like, fuck, I need a friend. You know what I mean? And I had a couple of friends, and, you know, I was becoming friends with her, and I was just like, that's what I need. I need to let people in again. I need friendship. I need, you know, compassion. I need a family again, in a sense. And in turn, like, you know, that woke me up, and that actually woke me up to how closed my heart was. And I realized, you know, I was actually becoming weaker because I was closing my heart. We think that we're protecting ourselves. We think that we're stronger by not letting people in. But it actually takes great strength to be vulnerable. It's great strength to let somebody into your life. So in turn, like, you know, I became closer to my friend, and, you know, now every week, like, we ask each other how we are. We help each other out. And in turn, then I opened up to my other female friend, and I was, instead of just texting her every week and saying, oh, I'm fine, and just asking how she was, I asked her, could we do phone calls or video calls, so that I could actually not, you know, if we were face to face on camera or something, you know, could I actually open up more? And now within speaking to my two female friends, my two girlfriends, like, literally I'm like heart opening more and more. And this is after making me realize the power of community, the power of, and like, don't get me wrong, I've been on my journey, I have connected with like-minded souls through communities, through courses that I've done. And this has really helped. And every time I have opened up to people or communicated with people about the course, it has made me feel more heart open. But I've never really allowed people into my heart center properly until I started letting my two girlfriends into my life again. And that was a big, big thing for me, because, as I said, like, you know, we find it hard to trust anyone after we've had to walk away from so much. We find it hard to trust ourselves even. And, you know, it was only then that I realized how afraid I was to be loved. You know, I was actually afraid to be loved by friends. I was afraid to be, you know, let my twin flame love into my life. I was afraid to love myself. And I did love myself, but this trigger kept coming up, like this unworthiness. And that was because I was still kind of angry, I suppose, because there was a stage I was angry. I was angry with the universe. I was like, why are you doing this to me? Why are you isolating me? Why have you taken everything away? You know, and I was so angry. And it was only actually after my, I think it was after my dog died last June. And I was angry at that as well. I was like, she abandoned me, and she didn't abandon me. The poor girl was old. You know what I mean? You know, and she's still with me because I still feel her energetically. Of course I do. But it kind of made me feel like, you know, I was so angry with people. It felt like people had left. It felt like she was after leaving me. And I got so angry thinking, why is everyone leaving? Even though I left them, in a sense. But it reflected on my abandonment wound, my inner child. And it reflected on how much I needed to heal. You know, and that's what this time alone is for. To feel like you are worthy without the external validation. To know that you are worthy without the external validation. And that's the most important thing about being in isolation, is knowing that you do not need external people to tell you how brilliant you are. You have to come there on your own. But it does get to a stage where it can get detrimental. Like, you know what I mean? We can get to a stage where isolation takes over. You know, and I was like, I do love my peace. You know what I mean? And there's nothing that will take me away from loving my alone time. I love my alone time. I love being on my own. I love myself now, and I don't need that external validation. You know, I don't need constant attention in order to be validated. But it got to the stage where I was isolating too much, where I wasn't letting any kind of love into my life. And you see, if you don't open your heart, you can't attract in anything. That's abundance. That's your purpose. That's people. That's the people who are on your match. And this is the thing. We're letting go of people who don't serve us anymore. We're letting go of people who no longer match us vibrationally. And we're doing the healing in the middle in order to attract in the people who do match us, which is our twin flame or the soul family, the soul tribe, the soul sisters, the soul brothers that are part of our future. And this is why we are actually stronger together. We're here for divine mission. And that divine mission is to help this planet. Help the planet come back to a place of love. And yes, we get to a stage in our isolation period where we become strong enough to radiate that love. But we do need the power of community. We need love. You know, it just keeps coming up. We put up these walls as a way of protection. It's like, you know, I'm stronger if I don't let people hurt me. If I don't let people in. I have these walls around me, I'm strong. That's weakness. That's actually weakness. Putting those walls up makes you weaker and weaker and weaker. And I didn't even realize that till that conversation with my friend. And I was just like, fuck. My walls are going to go completely over. I'm going to turn to fucking stone if I don't let people in. And I am so much stronger since. Like, I've gone through a lot of triggers and wounding, and the witch wound came up, the unworthiness wound came up, and all of this since realizing about how close my heart was. But I know I'm not in this alone anymore, and neither are you. We think that we're having to do all of this alone. And I know I'm never alone anyway. We've got our angel team, we've got our spirit team, we've got the universe. You know, we're energetically always got a team. We've always got somebody that is protecting us. But we do need the power of community. You know what I mean? And like, I'm so adamant about independence. So adamant. This is not, I think for a long, long time, I was afraid to let people in because I was like, I used to be so codependent before. I can't get codependent again. I was freaking out. You know, if I let somebody in, I become codependent. Like, you know, this is not what I want. But the objective is to heal your wounding around unworthiness so that you don't become codependent again. And this is the thing. You have an interdependent friendship. You have an interdependent, relationship with your twin flame. You have interdependence. So therefore, you're not codependent because you've healed that wounding. But I also needed the power of the love of my friends to help me with that wounding, to help me not be afraid, to help me, and this is like, I know it kind of sounds contradictory that, we don't need external validation. Of course we don't. But if you are so afraid to let love into your life or afraid to be loved, you're going to close up completely. You're going to turn to stone. You're not going to be able to give love if you don't receive love, because it's one. You can't have one without the other. You can't have love without hate. You can't appreciate something unless you know what it's like not to have it. And that's the fucking thing. It was only when I realized how much I didn't have it that I was like, this is something that is important, and it's very important. I used to get very triggered with the line, humans aren't supposed to be alone. And I'd be like, for fuck's sake, we're here to be independent, which is something I'm very passionate about. But there's a healthy balance. And that's where we need to get to. We need that healthy balance of being independent, but a healthy balance of allowing people into our lives, allowing the right people into our lives. And understand this, when you heal yourself, you see, we attracted low vibrational energy into our lives. We attracted narcissistic relationships. We attracted abuse into our lives because we felt unworthy, because we weren't healed. We were wounded. But when we heal our wounding, we attract in our soul tribe. And I was wondering, would it ever fucking happen? I really was. It was like, this journey is so long and I'm just doing the healing over and over again. Are the right people ever going to come? And don't get me wrong, as I said, I was meeting like-minded people online, you know, through my communities, through my courses and stuff. But I still questioned, where's my fucking tribe? Where's my fucking tribe? You know, thinking it was never going to come. And now I'm seeing glimpses of it. And I'm like, oh, yay, they're here. You know what I mean? You know, and I have some very special people in my life now. And they're the people I trust. And, you know, it's made me love them more. But it's made me love myself more by letting them in. You know, and it's you know, a problem shared is a problem halved. It really is, like, you know, and even just speaking to my friends, like, about stuff that's going on in my life, it's like, because I'm my own therapist, I talk to myself all the time, like, you know, and I get it off my chest, so, like, I'm sharing my problems with myself. But, like, you know, to actually speak to another person, and you're not even looking for advice, you're just literally venting, you're literally going, this is what's going on with me, or this is what went on with me. And, like, you know, it's just so nice to actually let people in again. It's really fucking nice. It is really so nice. And, like, I'm getting stronger because of it. My heart is stronger now. And your heart is a muscle. You know what I mean? We have to work on it in order to make it stronger. You know what I mean? And we can't make it stronger if we're constantly guarding it. You know, that's making us weaker. It's making us overall weaker. So, you know, there's great power in community. There's great power in friendship, your soul tribe. These are the people who are meant for you. And that's it. Like, you know, as I said, we're so afraid that we're going to be hurt again. We're so afraid that we're going to attract in people that aren't trustworthy. But you can't do that now. When you vibe higher, you can only attract in your matches. You know what I mean? And that's your matches with your soul family and your divine counterpart. That's the thing. You can only... The higher you vibe, the higher your soul tribe is going to be, you know, that you're attracting in. So trust in that. Trust that the people that are coming into your life are on your level. They can't hurt you because, you know, they're the same frequency. They're in this new earth as you are. And together you have a strong mission, or strong message, you know, a mission on this planet. And that's the thing, like, you know, I can help one person, I can help the next person. My friend can do the same. But imagine how many people we can help when we do it together. You know what I mean? And that's the same with your divine counterpart as well. Like, twin flames have a mission on this planet, a joint mission on this planet as well. But you also have a solo mission. So you have a solo mission, you have a mission with your twin flame, and you also have a mission with your soul tribe. So you've got a few missions, like, you've got a lot of shit to do. And it's so much better and easier to know you're not doing it on your own. To know that you're not isolated anymore and that you don't have to be on your own anymore. And that is actually such a beautiful thing. So trust this process. Trust that the isolation period is over. Trust that the people that left your life were just making room for the people who are meant for you to enter. So you understand this. This is all for your highest good. You're never truly alone anyway. You've got your angel and spirit team. But now is the time to open your heart and trust in the people that are coming into your life. Let them in. I know how scary it is to let people in, but my God, since I opened my heart, since I stopped the whole stone shit going on, I feel so much stronger. I feel so much happier. I feel so much more full of love. And it's so much lighter. Oh my God. Like, you know, I'd actually felt like there was a rock in my chest. And I know that sounds weird, but it did. It felt like this real tension. And now it's just like so light. And it's like, woo, yay. You know, I'm genuine and that's how it feels. And it's only the beginning. You know what I mean? And it's only starting. So this is it. We are so much stronger together with our soul tribe. We're so much stronger when we open our hearts to love. We really are. We are actually stronger when we don't protect ourselves because, you know, we're actually not protecting ourselves by closing off to the world. So don't let the isolation consume you. That was a temporary part of your life so you could learn, grow, and overcome your abandonment, rejection, unworthiness wound. This is a time now of rebirth, of opening that heart and of letting these people in. Your soul tribe is here. And together, we are all more powerful. So connect with the right people, open your heart to love, abundance, prosperity, and to this future, because you have a job to do. And together, we all have a job to do. And together we are stronger. So thank you so much for listening today, and I really hope this resonates. If it does, please like and share, and please subscribe to my channel so I can reach as many people as possible. And if you'd like help on your journey, please book me for a discovery call today, and I would love nothing more than to help you on your path.